And leave your comments below, your thoughts about the Chicago Bears and their loss against the Minnesota Vikings in Game 1 of the season by the score of 27-24. For the Chicago Bears, unfortunately, there's 4 quarters and not 2 quarters to be able to win a football game. If it was 2 quarters, the Bears would have eked out a victory against the Vikings by a score of 10-6. But there was 2 games that I saw at Soldier Field last night. What I saw was in that first drive for the Chicago Bears, it's exactly what you wanted, the mixture of run and pass. And I thought that that was a terrific drive to lead 7-0 after 1 quarter. For a team that couldn't get out of its own way in the first quarter, let alone the second quarter, a lot of games last year, it was great to get off to a really solid start offensively. So I love what I saw there in the first quarter, and the defense was swarming. Give the defense credit. There was a number of players out at the linebacker position and in the secondary, but I thought that the defense, being opportunistic, being able to get a pick 6, and also swarming J.J. McCarthy was great. That was the first half, and the Bears led 10-6. But again, there's 4 quarters to a football game, and J.J. McCarthy was able to be a much better quarterback and made the adjustments in the second half. He made the adjustments, and the Bears did not. For as good as things were, and it wasn't great, but as things were pretty good for the Bears in the first half, it went completely the opposite direction in the second half, where the defense let go of the rope. Where there was open slots in the field for McCarthy to operate, to run, to be able to throw, to connect to Justin Jefferson, to Aaron Jones. And 21 points surrendered by the Bears in the fourth quarter was the difference. Also the difference is that the Chicago Bears could not be able to connect to their receivers enough. For as good as some of the throws were for Caleb Williams, there were some really nice throws to Roma Dunze and to DJ Moore and to Zacchaeus. Cole Kmet with a dime that was really late in the game in the fourth quarter. Loveland as well. For those throws, there was some open shots that were missed by Caleb Williams, who's still learning on the job, but he's got to be able to connect those receivers. And Troy Aikman talked about it on the broadcast today, is talked about it on the radio as well. You've got to be able to get the ball out quickly because you have so many different weapons down the field, 23 yards down the field, but yet Caleb was checking it down to Swift, checking it down to Loveland, checking it down. And I know that he was taking what the defense gave him, but at some point you got to be able to stretch the field. And hopefully that'll be the case under Ben Johnson, that this will happen more often with this Bears offense. There are some missed opportunities there. Also missed opportunity was special teams with the missed field goal. You got to make these shots, man. You have one job, Cairo Santos. You've got to kick the ball through the uprights. I thought that the defense was there in the first half, and then they slowed down and could not stop the run from the Minnesota Vikings. Defense ran 120 yards, a rushing touchdown for J.J. McCarthy, and he got into a rhythm. It wasn't like either quarterback was stellar. Point is, though, is that the Vikings did enough because, A, the better head coach, B, the more tenured team that's been together more often. And so the undisciplined false start penalties as well. How often have we heard from Darnell Wright, like 2 or 3 times for false start penalties in the game? Did not like Stevenson, the penalty on him to set up the touchdown to Jones. So, the coaching staff will say, well, we got some things to clean up. Listen, you have got to be able to play better football if you consider yourself a contender. It's about accountability, right? Okay, so this is the first game. And 24 points should be enough to win most games in the National Football League. But when you let go of the rope, offense and defense and special teams, this is what happens. You lose to a good, very good Vikings team. Your thoughts below about the Bears and their first loss against the Vikings. The sky is not falling that they lost the game. But the point is, though, taking on an upper echelon team in the NFC, and you see the Bears, shows you how far the Bears are. Lose by 3, but yet not even in the game hardly in the second half, where the Bears scored 14 points, 7 in the third, 7 in the fourth, but that 21, especially that 14 unanswered in the second half, that did end the Bears. Bear down?